Since his return in the NEL Egoist League arc, Kunigami has been a polarizing character. When Kunigami was initially eliminated during the second selection, many people were upset since he was supposed to be one of the 4 core characters in this story. But then he was gone, and we wouldn't see his return until several chapters and some arcs later. But he came back darker than the light-hearted hero we had met in the first selection, and it was clear that whatever Kunigami had gone through, it left him a changed individual, and many people were intrigued to see where his story was going and how he would develop in this arc with his changed personality. And so far, it has been interesting. Basically, in this video, I wanted to specifically have a discussion about the storytelling with Kunigami in the NEL Egoist League arc, and how it has been rather confusing, since Kunigami is currently going through what is the most important match for his character in this story. But currently, with the few chapters we have gotten in the PXG versus Bastard match, you wouldn't guess that. And I guess we can start there with this conversation. Ever since Kunigami was taken down by Shidou in the second selection, there has been a lot of anticipation for when Kunigami would have his get back moment against Shidou. And when it was revealed that not only that this last match would be against PXG, but the same team that Shidou was on, many people, myself included, assumed this meant this was setting up a major showdown between the fallen hero and the demon of Blue Lock. But like I have said, we're a few chapters into this match, and these two haven't interacted at all. Plus, when Shidou entered onto the field, he didn't even acknowledge Kunigami and was more focused on Kaiser. And honestly, that makes sense, since Shidou follows what excites him most, and facing a new Gen 11 would be much more exciting for Shidou than a guy he has already eliminated, since I wouldn't be surprised if Shidou doesn't even remember who Kunigami is. But I was at least hoping for some type of reaction from Kunigami with seeing Shidou, the guy that's the whole reason why he even went through this drastic change and had to do wildcard. But we got nothing. So one or two things could be happening here. One is that the match literally just started and we have months to go before we even reach the halfway point through this match. And there's plenty of time for Shidou and Kunigami to interact and have their storyline. So maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Or 2, maybe the author never had any intentions of an epic Shidou versus Kunigami showdown, and the author would rather focus his time on other rivals, and it's time to just let go of this idea that Shidou and Kunigami are going to have some type of big storyline together in this match. And my answer to that is either way, this is just confusing storytelling. So let's break down option number 1, which is Shidou and Kunigami will interact. It just hasn't happened yet. And obviously this would be the preferred option out of the two, but it would still be confusing to me since there has been no, and I mean zero, build up to the showdown between these two prior to the match starting. So if there is a storyline that will be explored between these two at some point in the match, it's going to feel like it came out of nowhere, since there has been no hints that either of them even care about trying to face the other. For Shidou, that at least makes sense and can actually tie in well with the storyline, but I'll discuss more about that in a bit. But it makes no sense for Kunigami. Why wouldn't he at least give a small indication that he at least cares that he's facing Shidou? And I think it wouldn't only be confusing to me, but also other fans. Second selection happened so long ago, and I wouldn't be surprised if some people forgot that Shidou was even the one to get Kunigami eliminated. Since if the manga has made no effort to even remind readers about this, then why make the effort to remember it's a thing? So if halfway through the match, for example, we do get Shidou versus Kunigami and reminded why Kunigami wants to beat Shidou, it would feel very sudden, like I said. And if that is the case, then there should have been some build up either before the match or the start of the match, since I'll list a few of the showdowns that have either clearly been shown that they're going to happen or at least hinted at. Izaki versus Rin, Kaiser versus Rin, Shidou versus Kaiser, Hiyori versus Karasu. This one has at least been hinted at, and I'm sure there are more, but this shows that the author has at least made an effort to show that these showdowns are likely coming or have already happened. So why not put Kunigami versus Shidou in there if it is going to be a part of this match? And that leads to the second option. I have looked into this too much, and the authors already dropped the whole idea of Kunigami versus Shidou. They might have a small moment in the match, but this epic showdown is not happening. And in that case, once again, this would be confusing. The author has made the choice to bring back Kunigami into the story, and it just seems like this would be an obvious storyline to explore, since I don't see how Kunigami will get any character development if he doesn't confront what sent him home in the first place, confront the differing ideology that him and Shidou once had about football, because if this isn't the direction that the author wanted to take him, then what is Kunigami's storyline? What is his current purpose in the story? And this is kind of the core issue that I currently have with his character in the NEL Egoist League arc. Since even putting aside all the Shidou stuff, Kunigami has not had much of a storyline, and the only other thing that has been going on with him is Wildcard and what has happened to him in Wildcard. And we did at least get a hint about this before the match with the scene between Anri, Ego, and him, so this shows that the author does have some type of plan for his character, and it makes it seem like Kunigami is going to be an important piece in the story. But as of right now, for me personally, this doesn't feel like enough effort has been made to set up any type of real storyline, since Kunigami is still the main striker in the formation, so he's being treated as important, even though this makes no sense since Izaki scored the most goals last match. So why isn't he the leading striker with Kaiser? Honestly, the whole bastard formation is bad, but that's just Noah being a bad coach, and I've been saying for months that he's a bad coach. Also, the Ranking Master Strikers coaches videos coming soon. But anyways, the point is we are getting pieces that Kunigami is important to the story. But wherever his story goes, I don't feel like we as readers have gotten proper development for a storyline in this match, and it feels confusing. And I'm not even a huge Kunigami fan. I liked his pre-Wildcard character, and he had one of the most interesting stories in the series, since his motivation for being in Blue Lock was so different from anyone else's. And now post Wildcard, I'm kind of indifferent towards his character, but since his character is being pushed to be so heavily tied with my favorite character, I feel like I have to care about his journey. And even outside of that, I feel like his character deserves better. And this match has just started, so my mind could be changed about all of this. But as of right now, Kunigami is one of, if not the most confusing part of the NEL Egoist League arc. I do think that what could happen is that Kunigami sees that Shidou's barely paying him any attention, which frustrates him, and he realizes that he needs to make a major impact in this match, which could lead to his goal in finally getting the attention of Shidou, but we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope it doesn't come across as I'm hating on his character. Like I said, I want better for his character, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about Kunigami's journey so far. Do you enjoy it? Do you find it confusing like me, or are you indifferent? Let me know in the comments. I also wanted to give a shout out to Truther and his community, since it's actually through talking with him and his community on a live stream that I got this idea. And I also chat with them on Discord, and since I don't have my own Discord yet, which there is possible future plans for this year to change that, for now, if you do want to chat with me on Discord, you could join Truther's community and chat with me there. I'll leave a link in the bio along with my user. Anyways, please don't forget to push the post notification button so you don't miss any of my new videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!